Hey guys, it is me, Jacqueline, for today's video. I have my September, October, and November wrap-up. I'm so excited to talk about these books and really reflect on the books I have read these past couple of months. I haven't done wrap-ups in a really long time, and so since I am home for the last day of November, I thought why not? I read 4 books for each of these months, so let's start with September. The first book I read for the month of September was Dark Light. This is by S.L. Jennings. This is the first book in the Dark Light series, which is a paranormal romance series, and sadly I did not enjoy this book. I gave it a 1 out of 5 stars. Personally for me, I was really excited to read this book because in the month of August I read her other book, Born Sinner, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and it sort of prompted me to want to read other books by her, and so I picked up this one since it was her most popular one. Sadly, I thought it felt very flat. I didn't really enjoy the characters that much. I thought the whole paranormal aspect was very overdone, and the romance just didn't really feel right in my personal opinion. The only sort of pro I had for this book was the fact it sort of got me to realize how much she has developed as an author. She wrote this book in 2012, and then I read her other book, Born Sinner, which came out this year. So seeing how she has grown as an author is sort of absolutely amazing, and I love that factor, but sadly I just didn't really enjoy this book. The next thing I read was Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. This is a collection of essays. I actually had to read this for my English class. I didn't have to read the whole entire collection. We only had to read like 4 essays, but I decided to read actually majority of them. I think I didn't read like maybe 2 or 3 of them, but overall I gave this collection of essays a 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed some essays, and then I felt that others sort of lacked, so I can't say it was a 4 and I can't say it's a 2, so it's definitely a 3 because like I said, some I did enjoy and others I just felt like there wasn't really a purpose. Overall, if you're looking for a collection of essays to read, I would definitely check out this one because it's definitely something different. The next book I read was When the Emperor Was Divine. This is by Julie Otsuka. I had to read this book for my freshman seminar class. We did discussions and different assignments for this book. It is a historical fiction book based on the Japanese internment camps. I was sort of intrigued, I want to say, about reading this book just because I feel like this part of history isn't discussed more, and this is more of a universal story, and actually our main characters don't have names, so really classified as the woman or the mother and the girl or the daughter. It's stuff like that, and it's really interesting because you see how this family goes through the internment camps, you know, before the internment camps, during the internment camps, and after. It's very short, it's easy to go through, it's really emotional, and I did give it a 2 out of 5, more like a 2.5 out of 5 stars, just because I felt I didn't get a lot from this book just because the amount of work I had to do for it sort of took away from me really thriving in this book, which sounds weird, but whenever I have assignments or things I have to do for a book, I usually will just pick that book apart for the assignment, and I don't really get to enjoy a book. So sadly, I felt like that was definitely the case for this, but since I do have my own personal copy, I can definitely picture myself picking this up later on and really just reading it for the pleasure of reading it. The final book I read for the month of September was Wait by A.L. Jackson. This is the 4th book, a part of the Bleeding Stars companion series, which is a new adult companion series. You can read the books in order, or you can pick up one and read it as a standalone. I haven't personally read the others, a part of the companion series. I've only read this one because I was sent this one in exchange for an honest review. But I really enjoyed this one. You guys know I really love my new adult books. I gave this one a 3.75 out of 5 stars. I do have a review up on my channel if you want to know more about what this book is about and more of my thoughts. I sort of have very contradicting things when it comes to this book, but overall I had such an enjoyable experience reading it that I can't help but want to read more a part of the companion series, because if I love this one, imagine if I got to really know the other secondary characters that we get to see in this book. Next, going on to my October wrap-up, I'm going to go on to the first book I read for the month of October, which was Reverie, and that is by Lauren E. Ricco. This is the first book a part of the Reverie series, and I would honestly say this book reminds me a lot of a soap opera being turned into a book. Now, there are more serious things that are involved in this book, more serious topics and elements, but I feel like Lauren Ricco handles it so well. If you want to know more about what this book is about, what I liked, what I didn't like, I will leave my review on the screen as well as down below. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. There is a sequel already out and I cannot wait to read it because yet again, this book was really good. I really enjoyed my reading experience and it left me wanting more, so I can't wait to pick up that sequel. The next book I read during the month of October was Kiss Cam by Kira London. I actually got an e-arc of this book via NetGalley and I really liked this book. It came at the perfect time because I was actually in a little bit of a reading slump and it is just so cute and adorable. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It is a young adult contemporary book about a group of friends. It's actually 3 people that run a vlog channel and 2 of the people are actually specifically shipped a lot, and so they just start doing this thing called the Kiss Cam and things end up being progressed and feelings start to fly and it's just so much fun and easy to read. And I think my favorite thing about this book was the fact they have a vlog channel, because as someone that makes YouTube videos and also watches YouTube videos, that was something I really got to understand exactly what was going on because I myself do make videos. So I got to easily connect not only with the characters but with the shippers and stuff like that. So overall, if you're looking for something easy and fun to read, definitely check this one out. The next book I read was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I actually did a buddy read with my friend Katie from Kit Kats Can Read. I'll leave her channel down below. Thank you so much, Katie, for buddy reading with me. I'm sorry I was so annoying and just difficult. It was just so hard for me to find time to read since I am at college and I have a tighter schedule, but she did hold on for me. So I finally did finish this book and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, how can I not? It's Colleen Hoover. You guys know I absolutely love Colleen Hoover. And I personally feel like this is one of her most different books and this is such a strong book. It's a new adult contemporary romance, I would say, which sounds a little weird. There is more serious topics involved. I know she sort of has her own personal story interweaved into this book and stuff like that. I don't really know what to say for a summary. I don't know what to tell you guys because it's one of those books that I feel like you just need to pick up and read. And once you do read it, you won't be able to put it down. The final book I read for the month of October was The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I gave this a 4 to 5 stars and I really enjoyed reading this one. It was such a pleasant surprise. I would say this is more of a new adult, borderline adult romance book. It was so much fun and so easy to read. I love how natural the 2 characters' interactions felt. I thought their chemistry was just amazing and it just didn't feel forced, which I very much enjoyed. If you're looking for more of a easy to read new adult romance book, I would definitely recommend this one. I think it is not only funny but highly entertaining. The first book I read this month was The Medium, which is by C.J. Archer, and this is the first book a part of the Emily Chambers Spirit Medium trilogy. I decided to pick this up because it was free on iBooks and also it was about a girl who can talk and communicate with ghosts, and I was so excited to read it. When I did start reading this book, I absolutely fell into it. I thought the first few chapters were so good and really got me compelled to want to read more. This book had so much potential until the insta-love hit and that's when everything went down. So that's why I sadly did give this book a 2 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Stuck Up Suit. This is by V. Keeland and Penelope Ward, and this is a new adult romance novel. Are we even surprised? I decided to pick up this book because I actually saw it was nominated for the Goodreads Choice Award for romance, and I love looking at which books are nominated, and I always like picking up the books that are nominated because they're nominated for a reason. Yet again, I picked it up and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 to 5 stars. You guys know new adult is sort of my thing. This one is a little bit different because our main character is on a train. She sees this guy and he's sort of a jerk and he drops his phone, and so she picks it up, and that's where a story takes off, and it's fun and I like the characters' interactions and the romance and stuff like that. The next book I read was actually another new adult book. I feel like when I'm at college I just read a lot of new adult contemporary books. I think I just find them really easy to pick up since I don't have to think too much about like a different world or a different skill or something like that. But anyway, the book I picked up was To Hate Adam Connor, and this is by Ella Mays. I gave this book a 4 to 5 stars. Last year I read To Love Jason Thorne, and it's based with sort of the same characters. These two books can be read as standalones, but I would definitely recommend to read To Love Jason Thorne and then to pick up To Hate Adam Connor, because it made the reading experience that much better. I love the fact we got to see the main characters that were in To Love Jason Thorne, but then we also got to see Lucy and Adam's romance and how that develops. I did have a few issues with it, which is why I didn't give it a higher rating compared to Love Jason Thorne. I would definitely say that To Love Jason Thorne is my favorite out of the two, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed this second one, and I can't wait to see if she comes out with any others. The final book I read for the month of October was Silence and Storm by Robert Thayer, and I absolutely love this book. I would definitely recommend to pick it up because I was pleasantly surprised by it. I did see it had like a 4.7 rating on Goodreads, which is absolutely insane. I also saw it was nominated for the Goodreads Choice Romance category, so that's actually how I found it out. It is a historical fiction in which our main character lives in England during the 1900s. She is such a spitfire, and I love the fact she's so determined to just be her own self. She's sort of a feminist in that factor, and she actually dresses up as a man in order to work, and it is just so much fun to read. I know this series is continuing and actually was first published on Wattpad, which I'm not very familiar with Wattpad, but I thought that was really cool when I found that out, and so I will definitely be continuing on. I already bought the second book a part of this series, and I would definitely recommend it if you haven't picked it up already. So those are all the books I've read these past couple of months. I'm sorry this has been so long overdue. Let me know what books you have read this month or read recently, and if you have picked up any of the books I mentioned, let me know down below in the comment section what you thought of them. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!